Good morning, students. So now in this video, we are going to discuss various steps and events related to sexual reproduction. In the previous ones, we have already finished the terms of asexual reproduction. So sexual reproduction, all the events of sexual reproduction that is divided into three distinct stages. First one is pre-fertilization events, second one fertilization, and third one is post-fertilization events. These names are given so as the terms or steps which takes place before fertilization and the terms or the steps which took place after fertilization. So the terms which took place before are called as pre-fertilization events, and the terms which took place after fertilization, those are called post-fertilization events. So in pre-fertilization events, there are two sub-steps. First one is gametogenesis and second one is gamete transfer. In gametogenesis, this term is basically related to the production and maturation of gametes. And the second one is gametic transfer. That means there is a need for shifting of gametes from one male reproductive part to another female reproductive part just for the process of fertilization. Next one is the fertilization, that is also described as the fusion of male and female gametes. And after that, there are the events which are called post-fertilization events. In those, first one is zygote formation, second one is embryogenesis, and the third one is organogenesis. These all stages we can understand with the help of this diagram. You can see here in this diagram, from male will have male reproductive organs which will help in formation of male gametes. That is typically, I have taken the example of a sperm. And here females having female reproductive organs, and those female reproductive organs produces female gametes. We all know that gametes are haploid in nature. So here formation and maturation, that is included in pre-fertilization events. So after formation, what happens? Fertilization took place. For fertilization, you can see that ovum that gets fertilized with the help of a sperm. That means there is a fusion of the nuclei of a sperm and ovum. So that term is called fertilization. And after the fertilization completes, then there is formation of a single cellular body having both the nuclei inside, and that single cellular body is called zygote. The ploidy of that zygote is twin. That means it will have the combination of the nucleus from sperm and ovum. So it is also single cell structure, but the ploidy will be twin. That means it is diploid in structure. And after that, what happens? There is rapid mitotic division takes place, and after completion of mitotic division, there is clump of cells that is formed, and that clump of cell that is actually of 32 cell structure, that is called embryo. That embryo, the definition or description of embryo, we can say as that it is a multicellular structure and it is formed by rapid mitotic division. So this term of embryo development as well as the maturation of these embryo, that is called embryogenesis. And after this process, cell differentiation takes place plus organogenesis. What are these terms means? Cell differentiation, that means each of the cell of these embryo that is given a special or a specific function for the formation of outer epidermal layer, mesodermal layer, as well as endodermal layers. So that particular specialization of work, that is called cell differentiation, as well as organogenesis. Organogenesis again stands for the development of organs. So after embryo gets formed, the term cell differentiation and organogenesis takes place. With the help of these terms, a new individual develops. So the terms or processes that took place after the process of fertilization, that is called post-fertilization events. So these three distinct stages complete during the process of sexual reproduction. Now we'll describe all the changes in brief. So first of all, we will take pre-fertilization changes. As the term pre included here, that means all the terms or processes which are taking place before the process of fertilization. So before going in detail, first of all, we should know what is gametogenesis. As we have discussed that gametogenesis word means formation of male and female gametes just for the process of fusion, just for the process of fertilization, for the formation of a new cell. As we have discussed that these gametes are haploid structures, single cellular body, each of the organism having different types of gametes. Some of the organisms having the capacity to form both the similar types of gametes. Those gametes which are basically morphologically similar with each other, those are called homogametes. Because the word here homo is used, homo means similar type. So if both the gametes are morphologically similar, then those types of gametes are called homogametes or isogametes. And that particular phenomenon, that is called isogamy. You can see here with the help of this example. This example is for a specific alga, cladophora, where male gamete is just morphologically similar to the female gamete. So those gametes are called homogametes. Another type of gametes are called heterogametes or anisogametes. Here again, hetero means dissimilar. So just like homogametes, if both the gametes are morphologically dissimilar to each other, then that type of gametes are called heterogametes or anisogametes. For example, human beings as well as ficus. There are various examples, but here we have taken the example of human beings. So ovum, that is bigger in size as compared to the sperm. So both are morphologically also different, and with regard to the size also, these two are different from each other. So particularly gametes are of two types: homogametes, that means morphologically similar, and heterogametes, that means morphologically dissimilar. Now we'll describe sexuality in organisms. Particularly all the organisms having different types of sex organs present in them, and on the basis of the presence of those sex organs, those are described as male and female. Now, some of the organisms having male and female reproductive organs within the same body. So in animals, such condition is called hermaphrodite or bisexual condition. And on the other hand, some of the organisms bear male and female sex organs separately. So those organisms are called unisexual. So in animals, there is very easy to differentiate hermaphrodite animals with the unisexual animals. So that is the sexuality of animals. But in the case of plants, that term is differently described. So plants can be monoecious or bisexual, and the second term is they can be dioecious or unisexual. Here, one point to be noted down here, that bisexual and unisexual, these terms in plants we refer for the flowers, and monoecious and dioecious, these terms refers for the plants. So monoecious condition is the condition in which both pistillate and staminate flowers, here you can see that is the staminate flower and here pistillate flower. So if pistillate flower and staminate flower both are present over the same plant, then that condition is called monoecious condition, and the flower will be called as bisexual. On the other hand, dioecious or unisexual means if the separate plants will have male flowers and female flowers. That means if separate plants bears male and female flowers, then that condition is called dioecious condition, and the flowers will be termed as unisexual flowers. So particularly the term bisexual and unisexual describes about the flower, and monoecious and dioecious describes about the plants. For the fungus, this term is described with the help of another word which is called homothalic or heterothalic. Again here the words homo and hetero are used. Homo, that means similar, and hetero, that means dissimilar, that means separate. So homothalic, that means if both the types of sex organs are present on the same thallus. So that condition is called homothalic condition for that particular fungus. Then that fungus is also called as bisexual because both the sexes are present over the same thallus. And on the other hand, heterothalic, that means male and female reproductive organs are present at the different thallus. So that condition is called heterothalic, and that organism is called unisexual. So that is the sexuality described in organisms. Now we'll see what kind of cell divisions are required for the process of gametogenesis. different organisms having different set of chromosomes, and it totally depends over the parents as well as the ploidy of parents. So if the parent having haploid set of chromosomes, then the gamete will form by the process of mitosis because the chromosomal number remains the same. And in mitosis, we all know the chromosomal number always remains the same. That is why haploid parents will form the gamete by the process of mitosis. On the other hand, if the parent is diploid, that means they have the double number of chromosome, then the gamete formation takes place with the help of the second type of cell division, which is meiotic division. So in that diploid parents, there are some special sets of cells which are called germinal cells, and those germinal cells will have the double number of chromosomes. That means the entire setup is 12 for their chromosomes. So those are special cells which undergoes meiosis are called meiocytes, and the gamete will form after the process of meiosis will have the chromosomal number always have from their germinal cells. So meiocytes will always have a diploid set of chromosomes, and the gametes will always have haploid set of chromosomes. Now the second step of pre-fertilization change is gamete transfer. So as there is different types of gametes, some can be motile also, another can be non-motile also. So basically the female gametes are non-motile in structure and the male gamete is motile in nature. That is why the motile structures get shifted from male reproductive organ to female reproductive organ with the help of a special shifting processes. So that is how gamete transfer takes place. In the plants, that a specific transfer of gametes that is called pollination. And that pollination is of two types. First one is called self-pollination and second one is called cross-pollination. This pollination process takes place with the help of various agents, with the help of air also, with the help of water also, with the help of some insects also. Even the human beings are also the carrier of those special gametes. So with the help of these agents, these male gametes get shifted from male reproductive organs to the female reproductive organs for the rest process of fertilization. So in the next video, we will see about the fertilization process as well as the post-fertilization events. Thank you.